Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector75, and welcome to another Transformers Generation 1 review. This is a video I've actually been meaning to do for quite some time, but for the longest time, I can't think how long, maybe 6 months, I'm sure it's around 6 months, could be a year. I actually thought I'd lost, I think it's about 6, 7, 8, 9 of my original mini Autobots. I've looked and looked in boxes and boxes and boxes, both here and at my mum and dad's house, and I couldn't find them, and I hadn't got a clue what I'd done with them. I used to have them in a specific box. Then I probably did an old video of these years ago, and then just put them back in another box. And I thought I knew where I put them, but I couldn't find them. And so for the longest time, I've been looking for them. And then just idly, I was up in my loft this afternoon, and I thought, do you know what? I'll have a look in this box. There was a few other figures that I wanted to do a video on. I'll show you these now quickly. I wanted to do a video on these actually. I've done a video on this guy before, but this one, who else have I got over here? This guy, which is a red Sunstreaker, and I wanted to do one on this fella without knocking everything over. This guy, which is a blue Trailbreaker. I wanted to do a video on those, but I couldn't find a specific other figure that I wanted, which was a knockoff. I don't know if it's Diaclone colours, but it's like a red Mirage. Kind of harking to, is it Crasher out of GoBots? Kind of like that sort of vibe going on. I got one somewhere and I can't think what the bloody hell I've done with it. It might be at my mum and dad's still, I'm not sure. I thought I brought it around here, but there we go. I couldn't find that, and I want to do like an oddity video on those. So that one's going to have to wait until I find them. Yeah, so I was looking for them, and then lo and behold, I thought, well, here we go, and I've just picked them up. I swear I've looked in this box about 6 times looking for these, but there we go. That little story out of the way. Like I say, if you watch my videos often enough, I always put in a little story of either how I bought the figures, where I found them, and stuff like that. So anyway, so these are my mini Autobots. Now, when I was a child, I only had a couple of mini Autobots. I only had this guy, which is Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, Beachcomber, Warpath, and this little fellow over here, whatever his name is, Powerglide. They're the only ones I had. The rest I bought years after, and it was a good feeling putting all these together. I put them together in various places. A shop in Shepperton, got quite a few from, and also then eBay. But I'll go through them as I say them. So let's just start here at the most iconic, and everybody knows this one. This is Bumblebee. He's kind of a super deformed Volkswagen Beetle. And he's pretty damn cool. Now, obviously, all of these were taken from the Microman line, which predates Transformers and everything. And so usually you can find either a date stamp saying the 70s or even a Microman indication on it. But he's pretty cool. Now, he does have some retro label upgrades. This is my original one from when I was a child, and as such, he has a loose arm and everything. My son was actually playing with these earlier. For the first time he's actually wanted to play with a Transformer ever, which is kind of cool. So it was in two minds really, because these are very old and very delicate, but at the same time it's his first sort of time he's shown an interest in them really, so I didn't want to discourage it, but I did supervise him, because some of these are what's the word, they got a lot of sentimental value, if not actually monetary value, so I had to be careful. Anyway, so this is Bumblebee. Let's transform this guy, because obviously the car mode is the car mode really. You can't sort of like stray away from it too much. They do have rubber tyres, and considering now these are over 30 years old, they haven't degraded as yet. And here's his robot mode. Now I love the face sculpt on these. I actually prefer it than the cartoon. I'm not really keen on that. I just love the toy for what it is. I love it. Right, I'm going to pop him there. As you can see with the Repro labels, he does come with like a yellow bits on his arm. Have no idea why. Sometimes I think Repro labels just try and put labels somewhere to make the set worth the money they want to charge for it. But there we go, it's fine. Anyway, so this is Cliffjumper. I loved Cliffjumper when I was a child. I had so much fun with this toy. Actually really good. I don't know if I replaced this rub label on there. It still works. There we go. Look, you can sort of see it just working there, which is pretty cool. Again, he's got some Repro label upgrades on him. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. But let's transform it quickly, because otherwise this video is going to last a very, very long time. There we go. So, I'm going to pull these out. And there he is. I do like Cliffjumper. He's a bit loose as well, but there we go. That's because he is good 30 odd years old and he's been played with to death. Still, there we go. And let me do one thing. Let me see if I can raise the brightness. I don't know if this affects the screen so much, but it certainly helps on here. Anyway, there we go. There we go. I don't know if that's actually an effect. It does it on my screen, but I don't know. My hands look very bright though, but there we go. Anyway, right, so this is Cliffjumper. We're going to pop him down here, over here. Who are we going to go for next? This is Gears. Now, Gears, I'm not exactly sure exactly what the blooming hell Gears is. Some sort of pickup truck, I'd imagine. He's alright. He doesn't roll particularly well. He's got plastic tyres. He doesn't have rubber ones like Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. And he's got a very easy transformation. Now, the thing I liked about these MINI-AUTOBOTS back when I was a child is they were good pocket money toys. I managed to buy Cliffjumper myself. I can't remember if my brother bought me... I managed to buy Bumblebee. It was one of them. Well, my brother might have bought me them. They was only like $2.99. And they were good for what they were. Better than some of the Legends figures these days. Let me see if I can get this to zoom in on this little guy here. It's probably because I've adjusted the bloody brightness now. I don't want to bloody know. Is it going to zoom in on him? I don't want to, does it? There we go. Sorry, for some reason I managed to put the autofocus on. There we go. He's alright, I don't mind him. He looks alright. Playing with him, he just flops everywhere. Oh, hello. They've fallen off. Let's put them up. Yeah, and the other thing with these guys is they don't stand up particularly well. Especially the old ones. Anyway, right, so we're going to go here for Huffer. And I like Huffer because he's a good looking... Sorry, I'm trying to do this so we get some brightness on it. About that. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Anyway, right, there we go. Sorry about that, I'm messing about there. That's this Huffer. He's a good looking little, I can't think what he's called. Truck, I suppose. But there, he's alright. And I like him because he's got a good bit of difference between him and Pipes, which is kind of cool because they transform differently. Right, so we're going to pull these arms out. Like so. I'm trying to do this so... It's weird because I've got a light directly above it. Some days it really annoys me. That goes in there. These arms come up here, and there is Huffer. But if you want my opinion, I actually prefer Pipes. But that's Huffer. I'm going to pop him over here. We'll sort of like move those around a minute. Then we're going to come to this guy. This is obviously Brawn. Now there was a couple of versions of Brawn. Obviously you can see his head there. He had more like a weird robotic head or something like that under there. Kind of remind me of a GoBot, but there we go. Right, to transform him, I can't remember what I've got to do, to be honest. I think we just sort of free these legs up. They can slide down in position. Then you've got to pull these arms out. They're a bit weird. You've got to pull these out. You see the little strange chromed arm there. Pardon me. And then what you end up with, providing you get the arms in the right positions, you end up with these strange arms like that and some flappy bits at the top. Now you are supposed to sort of like angle these around, but the arms are a bit loose on mine, so it doesn't really matter what you do with it. It looks a bit strange, but you know, they're all right. As again, this guy's got some repro labels on him, so he's going to look a little bit different. Then we're going to come to Windcharger. And Windcharger is one of my favourites. I can't remember, is he a Pontiac Trans Am or something like that? I can't remember exactly what he is. He's alright. He's a good little car, a good playable car. He rolls really well. Would have been nice if he had rubber tyres, but that's not important because you know what? He's a good little transformer. He transforms well. He's got good arm joints and they move, which is a lot to be said for a little transformer this size. It's actually really, really good. I do like it. So I'm going to pop him now over here, and he stands up remarkably well. We're going to pop him over to the side over there. We're going to do that with a couple of these. Come here. Right, I'm going to stick. He doesn't want to stand up, does he? You can see, look. Bloody things. Right, Alpha can come over it. We'll move him in a minute. Gears can go over there. Right, so next we're going to come for this guy, which is what's his name? Cosmos, isn't it? And he's obviously a little flying saucer taking its cue from the 60s. And it's alright for what it is. Now, let's see if I can remember how to transform it. I think we pull the head up. Then we rotate the arms up. Then we rotate these bits out and down and fold these round. These are going to come his feet. And then you end up with this, a very, very strange looking, odd looking robot. But it's alright, it's a mini Autobot and we loved it. And he's got cannons for fingers. You know, you can't go wrong with that. And then we're going to come to one of my favourites. I love this guy. This is Beachcomber. He's got rubber tyres. He looks great, rolls well on those rubber tyres. Absolutely brilliant. Love this guy. And he's a dune buggy, which means he can go anywhere. And then you can transform him. He's got great articulation, pull out the arms and his little head. And he's got good arms. I mean, mine are super loose because I played with it to death when I was a child. Punching people. He was a good one to take on, like, the spy cassettes. So I always used to have him against them. And yeah, he's a really good one. Then we're going to come to this guy. Now, this guy I actually bought around 93, I'm not sure. I think my local Woolworths in Egham had absolutely loads in it, along with Hubcap over there. And I bought them then. I think it was around the time I might have bought my Constructicons from a Woolworths in Staines that had all the Constructicons of all the things they had. It was when I was leaving school, funnily enough. Yeah, so, you know, it was quite a weird find, really. But he's alright for what he is. I mean, I enjoyed picking this guy up back then, because obviously Transformers were dead back then. Sure, it was just before G2. Just after the classic sort of like Transformers had come out and had gone the way of the dodo as well. So there wasn't really anything Transformery at all. So to find them, it was brilliant. I loved it. It was as good as when you go up Toys R Us now and you find the latest Transformer. There's one that you've been after for so long. Even though he was never one I was particularly after when I was a child. Finding it then when I was like 16, 17. I was about 16, I think. Maybe 15, 16, something like that. It was just like that. It was just a feeling to think, wow, I'll have him. You know. Anyway, this is Warpath. I have this one as a child, and I love this one. It's a nice tank transformer, especially as an Autobot. I loved it. I can't remember if my brother bought me this. He might have brought me this, or he might have bought it, and then I just nicked it off him. Oh, I've got his own. It's cool. There we go. There's a great generations updated version of this guy. He's very loose, unfortunately. He sort of flops backwards, but standing up, he's absolutely fine. And he looks great. So there's Warpath. And then we're going to come to another one. This is Powerglide. He's another great mini Autobot. Great airplane mode. Could have done with some paint apps maybe or something like that, because he's just all red. Got visible head syndrome underneath, but he's brilliant. I mean, I think this is the original one. Now, I never bought this. I think I swapped this once, as stupidly what I did. I swapped my Megatron, my G1 Megatron, for some Transformers, a Blue Streak, this guy, loads of marbles and some a couple of comics and some other bits for my G1 Megatron, which I sorely regret doing. Luckily, and I did get bought another G1 Megatron, which I was lucky, like that, but there we go. Anyway, he's got strange arms, but they're great articulation on them. Right, so let's move on to the next ones. Now, these were later. I think we've gone through Series 1, Series 2, or something like that, and then we move on to these ones. This one is another one. This is Tailgate. He's an updated, whatever bloody Windcharger was. And he just looks great. So he's the same kind of car. I can't remember where I got this one from. I might have got this off a bloke school when I was in secondary school. He didn't want it no more, and I was like things like this. He's great. I just like some of these mini Autobots are absolutely fantastic. Right, so then we're going to move on. If I can reach him, we're going to come to Hubcap, and of course he's exactly the same as Cliffjumper. He's yellow, but he's missing the spoiler bit here, where we call it, and he's got a new face, which is a damn good face, if you want my opinion. I'm just going to zoom in on it, yeah. Oh dear, I've still got a bloody cough, cold, something I've got. Bloody annoying me, I'll tell you that. Anyway, but he transforms exactly the same, and he's a winner. I like him. I'll pop him over there, providing he don't decide to knock everybody else over. Then we're going to come to this guy. Now, this is Outback. And he comes with a gun on top, which is pretty damn cool. I used to have two of these. I think I sold the other one on eBay. You can take it off. And again, he transforms in exactly the same way Except this time, when you pull these out, he's actually got proper hands. As you can see, I don't think they come out. I'm not sure. Or do they stay in there? I'm not totally sure. Oh, they do come out. There we go. So you can do the same thing. So you bring them out. It's just so fiddly and annoying. And for what you actually get out of it, sometimes you're thinking, is it worth it? But do you know what? They look good. They do look good. I suppose you can leave that gun stuck. Although you can't actually hold it in his hand, which is a crying shame. Like, I don't know, he does look a bit weird. He's got a good body, but the arms and the legs are the massivest letdown on that one. Bit of a shame. I'm going to put him over there. He's got the same problem. He doesn't want to stand up. No, there we go. You've got to push those up, I suppose. Yeah, there you go. That's probably what I need to do on them. Let's have a go. There we go. Oh, there you go. Yep, there we are. Yeah, he's standing up a bit better, isn't he? Right, so now we're going to come to pipes. And I remember when I first got pipes, I weren't too keen on pipes. I thought, oh, he's a poor man's Huffer, isn't he? Far from it. Far from it. I actually prefer pipes than I do Huffer. And then when you transform, like I say, he transforms differently. He's got this giant whack-off blooming Autobot insignia on his back there, so letting everybody know he's an Autobot. And then when you transform it, he's got chairs for nipples, which is quite cool. And he's got these cannons for, well, arms, smokestacks for hands. He's just great. I just like him. I really do like him. Yeah, not a poor man's Huffer at all. And then we're going to come to this guy, which is Swerve. Again, pretty much the same as Gears. Just redone head and everything. Like so. Pull him out and everything like that. And then he's got a very, very red face. Yeah. Anyway, going to pop him there. Who we got left? We have got left probably the worst mini-Autobots. That's what I've saved him for last. Which is Wheelie. He was the only one who came out after the movie. And it's so dreadful. I don't think this is part of the Microman line. This is what you get when Hasbro starts making their own Transformers back in '86. Dreadful, dreadful figure. Not a great character in the cartoon. And to top it all, he's a terrible bloody Transformer in the toy form. This bit just takes the piss. Just lifting that up, and he's got a dreadful face. It's like a knockoff Transformer. That's how bad it is. I remember I saw this when I was a kid, and I thought, I ain't bloody paying $2.99 for that. It might have gone up to $3.99 back then. But it is dreadful. It is absolutely dreadful. But because it's dreadful, he has a certain amount of charm. I mean, he's got moulded in hat. I don't know what they were thinking. But he does have a certain amount of charm. Not much. I'll give him that. Not much at all. Right. So that is the original 17 mini-Autobot lineup. Let me bring Bumblebee back over here now. Let's see if he wants to stand up. Same with Cliffjumper. And then we're going to come to a few more oddities. Now, these... Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, you can stay over there. So these are a few more oddities. These are a red Bumblebee, a yellow Cliffjumper, and then we're going to go for Bumblejumper. We're going to start here with the red Bumblebee. I can't remember where I picked him up. Definitely eBay, probably about 15, 20 quid. Could have been 25, can't remember. It's quite a while ago, about 15 years ago. There are a few different colour versions of this. You can get a blue one that released like in Argentina or somewhere like that, which aren't knockoffs apparently. They were just whoever licensed to manufacture them or something like that. I'm sure, something like that. I've seen Transformers and Beer. He has some really, really nice ones. I keep meaning to try and buy them. But I never seem to get round to it, or when I do see them, I've never got the money, or something usually gets in the way. But I would like to pick them up, just to go with these. There's a few of the original first series that are different colours, like a Windcharger and whatever. But he's kind of cool. There's a red Bumblebee. Yeah, his legs, unfortunately, are a little bit loose. I could try and sort it out if I really, really wanted to. I'm just going to be bothered. Then we have a yellow Cliffjumper. Not to be mistaken, a lot of people might mistake this for Hubcap, but obviously he has the Cliffjumper head, which I'll bring over here. There we go. And there he is, just all right down there. And he's in better nick than him. I've got his card somewhere, which has the yellow Cliffjumper. And then we come to this guy, which is probably one of the hardest ones to pick up. This is Bumblejumper. He's actually the second one I could have bought. I got outbidded once at a shop in Shepperton. The guy wanted me to bid with some other guy in the shop. It went to £20 and I thought, it's just going to go up and up and up. So I gave up. So 20 quid really. I regretted it hugely. But then a few years later I managed to pick it up off eBay. £50 this cost me. He's alright. He's not too bad. He does have a major issue. If you can get one of these in mint on the card in the Transformers packaging, because they were mispackaged as either Bumblebee or Cliffjumper. I don't know whether there's a red Bumblejumper or not. I keep hearing that there was, but I've never ever seen a picture of one. Yeah, he's alright. This guy just has the most amazingly loose arms, unfortunately. I've tried various ways of tightening them up without success. But he's pretty cool. And he's one that if you're going for a complete lineup, you've got to try and get. Although I have no idea how much they would cost you these days. I'm sure I bought this guy about 2003, 4, somewhere around there. 50 quid it cost me. You know, you might get one for about, I don't know, I wouldn't like to say. Right, so anyway, so this is my mini Autobot collection. I'm so glad that I never lost them, really, and I just misplaced them. Anyway, right, I better go so I can hear my son waking up. No, he might have gone back to sleep. That's handy. Anyway, right, so this has been Graham, the Collect 75. I hope you liked this video. It's been a while coming, actually. Yes, so if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. And, of course, you can follow me on Instagram. And, of course, you can support my channel using the links below. Right, I better go. This has been Graham, the Collect 75. See you next time. Bye for now. Thank you.